How's it going? We got me here. We got Cecil online.
Cecil.
And we have
Hello, it's
Franny.
Cecile.
It's Cecil Blue.
It's Cecilia. Cecilia Blue.
Okay.
It's Cecile. Is it Animal? No. It's Harvest Moon, and it's Celia. I'm Celia. Hi.
I don't know your reference, but that's fine.
Franny doesn't play video games.
I play
You've never played A Wonderful Life?
No. I've heard of it though. But
Okay.
what I do is watch TV. Is that a good segue?
Yeah, that was a great segue.
Don't call it a Segu. I hate that.
Segue? You hate that?
Well, first let me approach the boy who's not in the room.
Yeah.
We're recording this remotely, so if the audio sounds a little wonky, we're just trying to stay safe, all that stuff. Stay inside, quarantine, all that good stuff. So, we're going to do this remotely. I think we have one or two more episodes that was not done remotely, so that might be mixed in.
Yeah.
But for a little while, we're going to try to do it this way. I think it's going to sound pretty okay, but just bear with us. I feel like we're all doing our part in trying to keep people safe, and I think especially since right now as we're recording this is one of the peaks of the virus. I think it's the responsible thing to do. So yeah. I'm glad we're all separated for this, but still together in a way.
Oh.
Being together is what it's all about.
Except for not being together. Being together while being apart.
Staying connected. That's 2021.
While being so far away.
Yeah.
I like it that way. I can't smell you.
Oh.
What's that supposed to mean?
Are we smelly? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, depends on what you ate.
Wow. Love you too, buddy.
I feel like you're sniffing our bicycle seat whenever we're not looking.
Yeah.
Not blinded by the pheromones.
All right, so this time we're going to be reviewing, it's the Penn Badgley special, I guess. Fucking weirdo. I don't know. I just don't like his look. That's not the point. We're going to start off by reviewing Gossip Girl, and then after the break, we're going to talk about not you, but you, the TV show You.
Let's talk about you.
Let's talk about you. Let's say I got some things to say.
I got some things to say about Gossip Girl.
Remember, we have to be we're spoiler free at first, but then we'll have timestamps to the spoilers.
I've only seen the pilot,
but I feel like maybe one of us knows a spoiler. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I don't know anything about this show.
I think I've watched like 3 or 4 seasons.
Okay.
So I know.
3 or 4.
Okay, let me tell you.
Ellipses seasons.
Oh, there's only 4 seasons?
No.
There's like 6.
There's 6, but I just think it's funny that you're like, I've only watched 3 or 4 at long pause seasons, and I'd say you definitely.
Well, let me
have
tell you
spoilers.
what bothers me. So I watched for the first time when I lived with our friend Heather.
Oh yeah,
and she would tell everyone that Gossip Girl was my favorite show. Literally, I had watched it like once.
That's funny.
And let me tell you how much shit I got from all of the people who like visit the comic book store I used to work at.
But most of them were unwashed. Like, how do they have the right to judge other people?
Because they're incels, and we're like, ooh, Blake Lively.
They're like, Blake Lively won't blow me, so women are dumb.
Welcome to mankind.
That's fucked up. Okay.
I went into this show with like full intentions of hating it. I did not expect I would love to hate it and want to watch it all now.
It's so bad. All right, so let's talk about the plot. So the plot is stupid. Moving on.
Well, why don't we read the Wikipedia before you get into bashing?
Good point. Go ahead.
Read the Wikipedia.
So Gossip Girl is an American teen drama television series based on the novel series of the same name, written by Cecily von Zigazar. I don't know. Also, that is not me.
Zigzagoon.
That's going to be my new writing name, is Cecile Zigzagoon. Anyway. It was developed for television by Josh Swartz and Stephanie Savage. It was broadcast on the CW network for 6 seasons from September 19th, 2007 to December 17th, 2012. It stars Blake Lively, Leighton Meester, Penn Badgley, Chase Crawford, Taylor Monson, and Ed Westwick.
I thought it was Penn Badgley. Is it Bagley?
Who gives a shit?
I think it matters because isn't he like, he's probably, aside from Blake Lively, the biggest person to come out of this, right?
Okay, I apologize, Ben
Badgley.
Ben Baggy.
Benji Baggies.
This is your special.
Bilbo Baggins. Anyway, this show's terrible. Can I talk about how terrible it is?
Shut up. Are we even done reading the Wikipedia?
I think you finished.
Okay, can we
I'm done.
let's talk about the plot.
All right, it's terrible.
No, it is not terrible. Well, yes, it is terrible, but in the way that I love. It's just about teen socialites in New York City and like a blog. Is Gossip Girl a blog?
Yes, Gossip Girl is a blog.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole point of the show. Is it's from the perspective of the person writing the blog about these teens,
whom we do not know the identity of.
We saw the person, did we not? In the very first scene, she's got like a shitty fucking like, let me speak to your manager haircut. She kind of looks like the girl from like Garfunkel and Oates or whatever.
I don't know. Is that supposed to be Gossip Girl? Or is that like the mystery of the show that we don't know who Gossip Girl is?
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't care who she is, but I'm pretty sure she was that lady on the train.
Okay.
I do know who it is, and I will say it after the spoilers.
Okay, gotcha. Wait.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
You
I can't have it spoiled.
You actually can't spoil this one because Franny wants to watch it.
Yeah.
So sorry, all you listeners. But
I
what
want to spoil it.
we'll do an update when she finishes. We'll just put out a little special update.
We can spoil some of it.
I won't be a part of it. It'll be a girls' night.
Girls' night.
I'm sorry. I'm just fucking kidding. I'm sorry. Just
you
joking.
and Cecile.
All right, but I didn't get to the most important part. You know that scene in the action movie where it's like we have to get there before the bomb goes off. The bomb in this one is a man raping a woman.
Man raping a senior in high school. I assume raping a freshman
in high school.
Yeah, and, but it's worse. It's made worse by like the casting.
What they should have done was play 4 minutes by Madonna as they ran to go save her life. We only got 4 minutes. 4 minutes to not have my sister raped by an adult.
God,
you want to get it like hot?
That actor looks 30 and the girl looks 11.
He looks like he was coming out of his cage and he was doing just fine.
God.
Gosh darn it.
Does he not look like he's like a member of the Killers?
He's Mr. Brightside. And the bright side is rape, anyway.
It's raping young women.
The bright side is he's got a lot of money for settlements. Anyway.
Oof.
True.
He does, you know. He does.
We'll get into that.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of snotty rich kids, and then there's like the two kids that aren't rich that have their dad who's a rock star working in the city.
Penn Badgley.
I'm pretty sure it's Badgley, but if it's Badgley, whatever. I don't care.
Penn.
So Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo.
He's one of them.
Bilbo's in the city. By the way, he looks god awful without his curly hair. Can
his fucking sideburns.
His sideburns. They're full burns.
They really emphasize the size of his ears too.
Is it weird that he looks younger now than he did in the pilot for Gossip Girl when he was like 21 or 22?
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
It's the hair. It does a lot.
Yeah, he looks significantly better now.
But
I'd agree.
He's got like baby teeth though. I don't want to get into it. This is all superficial shit. But he does have like a baby's mouth. It's not the point. But
I hate that.
So there's Blake Lively and like she's hot, but definitely
she looks the same.
She definitely looks 30 in this. Like she does not look like a teenager, but that's cool.
I know, I like that. It kind of shows the character. She's supposed to be like this.
She's supposed to look like old
socialite to be, and like I'm advanced in my years.
Yeah.
This isn't very good. I wouldn't give it that much credit. First off, I think all the performances are notably bad.
But that's part of its charm.
No, you're giving it too many passes. I think we have to talk about it objectively because we're critics.
No, it's awful. I'm not saying that it's not awful, but I'm not saying I won't watch every episode.
Oh my god. I find that the fact that I can't really talk about the plot because this plot's kind of there's nothing like the things
there's no plot.
The things that happen you kind of already figured were happening, you know, or
it's a
like
lot
were gonna
sandwiched
happen.
into one episode too.
But it's also nothingness.
Yeah.
It's a pile of nothingness.
It's just them living their life as like socialite teens whose like parents are all rich and shit. And
also, this one socialite teen tries to rape 2 different people in 24 hours.
yeah, and just nobody
That's
cares. It's fine
insane
I
to me.
guess.
That is insane to me.
It's just who he is. That's just Chuck. That's just
Chuck is just a rapist.
and just everybody pretends like it's fine.
And then they also try to liken her getting drunk and having sex with her friend's boyfriend to be the same thing as Chuck raping women. It's
Yeah.
not the same thing. It really isn't.
It was a different time.
Yeah, when did this episode air?
I believe it was 2007. Hold on, I'm
feels
looking.
like 2007.
What does that even mean?
Yes, 2007.
The fashion, the music, the haircuts.
I love 2007. Life was good. Deathly Hallows had just come out. J.K. Rowling wasn't anti-transgender.
Well, she was. We just didn't know it yet.
Yeah, we just didn't know it.
Blissful ignorance.
Well, no. Now
So
she's
basically,
well. Now she has non-blissful ignorance. She's the one that's ignorant without the bliss.
Yeah.
Because she's very hated on the internet now, which is fantastic.
I mean, with all those dollars, I'm sure she's still pretty blissful.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. When rich people are rich for a while, they start caring about other shit, as shown by this show. Everybody in the show is fucking miserable, and they all have so much money. I'm not saying feel bad for them, but they just like moved right past like their privileges. Be like, oh, I'm always gonna be rich, so let me be upset about this girl coming to my party. Like, shut the fuck up. Although Blair could get it for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh
She's
yeah.
definitely the hottest person in the show.
No, I think
Oh,
Blake
yeah.
Lively's the hottest person in the show. None of the guys are attractive.
We'll talk about this later.
Besides the rock star dad, he's the only one that can get it.
Okay.
Franny's always after like the sweaty old dads.
Ben Baggy's dad.
Bilbo Baggins' dad. Frodo's dad.
His dad, he can get it. That's the only.
So basically, what plot there is Serena. Is that her name? Serena,
Yes.
who is
S.
Blake Lively.
B.
Yes. She returned to New York after a hiatus, and all of the gossip Girl is freaked out, and it's like, ooh, the it girl, she's back. What's she gonna do? Something naughty, probably.
Oh my god, the reason she came back, we almost forgot. Her brother just tried to kill himself, and like
That's what I was getting to.
And like, her mom just like told him that like the brother was staying with a family member or some shit.
she meant in heaven.
Oh God, that's fucked.
But yeah, no, that was fucked. Also, like, to be fair, that is a reason to come back to school and to not tell people. So I give them that. But
I'd agree.
But her relationship with him is weird. She's like, you want to go get ice cream? Shouldn't it be like, I have to watch you every second? Like, she's so like passive with the fact that he tried to kill himself. She's like, let's go to the movies. Like, I
She's
would
like,
be,
let's make sure there's no cyanide in your froyo, okay?
all right,
God.
why don't we do some drawing? You know what? On second thought, I don't know. That pencil's pretty sharp. Let's go for a walk. Like, she's like, you want to do crafts? Ooh, I don't know if I trust you with the scissors. We'll do stickums. You know, we'll do bedazzling. You're not going to bedazzle yourself to death, right?
I don't know.
Okay,
I think he could get hurt by a bedazzler. I definitely have.
shit's hot.
I know. I was like, the jewels are probably a choking hazard.
Yeah, and like the
He just
thing's
starts-
like a little.
He just starts slopping them in his mouth.
Oh God.
No, but all seriousness, no. Though this show is incredibly insensitive to people with mental illnesses,
Yeah.
people who tried to hurt themselves, self-harm, people who are
Victims of
a sexual
Yeah.
assault. This show is egregious. It's terrible.
It doesn't know what tone it wants to have. 1 second they'll be like drinking martinis underaged in a bar, then the next like an 11-year-old's about to get raped. It's really
That doesn't
something.
change through the whole show. So
It kind of
Yeah.
it keeps you on edge.
I mean, how many people get raped in this show? Is it a lot? Is it a high rape count? Don't tell us anything other
Well,
than...
nobody got well.
Yeah,
It was, like,
close. Excuse me. Excuse me.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You see, we want to start getting into labels here.
No. I don't want to say what I was going to say.
Yeah,
That's awful.
Yeah, exactly.
Word vomit.
That's 2007 thought.
That's 2007 thoughts, not 2021 thoughts.
My goodness. Yeah, it's upsetting.
Oof, don't cancel me. I didn't mean what I said.
She didn't mean it.
Word
She didn't mean
vomit.
it. Her and Cecil are good people. I'm not so much, but the reason why we keep calling him Cecil, and it sucks the person deleted the comment. Somebody left a comment calling Franny the wrong Franny, by the way, spelling it wrong, and then
But
also
it's okay. I'm the one that spells it wrong. It's not your fault.
The person called Cody Cecil.
Which I love it. I think they got it from.
Great name.
I think that episode is one of the episodes we tried to call Cody CL the whole time. So I think that's where they got it. And I love
it was an early one.
Yeah,
Franny with a Y and Cecil.
Franny with Y. It's okay. I spell it wrong. It's not their fault. It's all me. They're right. I'm wrong.
But no, I think this show is egregiously bad. I don't think there's any good qualities to it besides the expensive soundtrack.
And I'm gonna watch every episode.
It's an expensive soundtrack. They put money into their soundtrack probably because they could save it on writers.
The only friend of mine that was ever like super into this show was a rich friend of mine who literally her problems were like the extent of like these characters' problems. Like nothing real, nothing that money couldn't fix. So
it reminds me of that one Bella Thorne show that got canceled.
Oh, Famous in Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much similar
We
to
definitely should do that show.
We shouldn't. There's a reason it got canceled.
I've watched every episode.
What are we going to do with
I didn't know someone gave Bella Thorne a show again.
We compare it.
Probably a mistake.
We compare it with her Disney Channel show.
Yeah.
Shake It Up.
You guys know the name of her Disney Channel show?
I've seen Shake It Up.
Aren't you guys a little old?
Because I love Zendaya. Or Zendaya.
Aren't you guys a little old to have seen
Cody
that?
might be. I'm not.
I know Cody definitely is too old to have seen that.
I'm ancient. But
I was definitely
doesn't mean that I can't love a good Shake It Up, you know?
He's sitting there with his dog in with a blog shirt on. Like, what are you guys talking about? What do you mean? I'm not too old for this stuff.
When did Shake It Up come out?
It's got to be old.
2008?
He knows.
That's my guess.
He knows.
2008.
All right, let's see if Cody's right.
I'm probably wrong.
2010. You were close.
Oh, I was wrong.
But yeah, no, I watched that.
Yeah, so let's see. So Cody would have been
11 years ago.
I would have been a 10th grader.
Cody.
Okay, here's the thing. We were poor. And once a year we would go on vacation. And the only time I would ever get to watch Disney Channel as a child is during vacation. So I'd have 1 week of solid Disney Channel. So even when I was older, I was like, I'm going to soak this in. Slowly it switched to HGTV though, if I'm honest.
What a somewhat load of bullshit. You're trying to tell me you didn't have 1,000 female friends you went to their house and watched Disney Channel with? You're going to say that to me and expect me to believe it?
Because none of my friends like Disney Channel. They were all pseudo emo and scene kids who were like, ew, Disney Channel. Let's talk on that.
Aww. So you gotta. I like picturing you like going on a vacation and like not going out and doing the activities of the vacation, just staying in and watching Shake It Up.
I just love the idea that you were hanging out with a bunch of like dark emo people because that is so not your fucking. That is not you. You are
it's
like
so true. We would literally sit in the basement of our friend's house and we would watch Naruto AMV.
And I know the exact basement that you're sitting in because I was upstairs hanging out with the sister and we didn't know each other.
I wonder if we were ever there at the same time and just had no idea.
Probably. we weren't allowed to come in the basement though because we were the younger sister and her friend. So we were automatically not cool.
I wonder what Gossip Girl wrote about us.
Probably
That's
nothing.
it. You guys could have had a moment, you know. Maybe you guys could have met up. Maybe you guys could have kissed. Who knows?
Ooh.
Who
F
knows?
and seed tied together by destiny. They didn't know each other then, but there was a string of gold tying them to each other.
I love it. I love our story.
Oh, I wish I was Kristen Bell.
Meanwhile, I was not here, and I was presumably doing illegal things. But that's what I presume. I was presumably being a bad boy. I'm the bad boy, I guess.
You are the bad
So
boy.
does that mean you're the Serena?
Is she the bad girl because she had sex with somebody when she was drunk?
That's her reputation.
I think that's shitty because all she did was she has a drinking problem and she had sex with a dude that was willing to fuck her who was sober.
Who they clearly have known each other forever.
Yeah,
and
no, that's very
probably-
problematic to me that she's considered a bad person because she got drunk.
But Chuck is fine to do whatever Chuck
Yeah,
wants.
Chuck's cool though. Chuck's cool. Dude, Chuck wears blazers. He's cool.
He's got it together.
Yeah, Chuck, he's got so much product in his hair.
I love the storyline too that Serena's mom used to know. Oh God, I don't know what Penn's character's name is.
Dan Humphrey.
Dan Humphrey.
I thought of it because my friend is Dusty Humphrey, and I thought Dan Humphrey. That's pretty close.
That is pretty
That's
close.
why I remembered. Yeah.
But I love the storyline that their parents used to fuck.
So unnecessary too.
I love it.
So
I'm
unnecessary.
here for it.
I
You're gonna
can't
be
say
like,
anything
"It
because
is
Franny wants to watch it.
It is necessary because later on they end up fucking. Like we all know they're going to,
Yeah,
and it's
they're
gonna
definitely gonna
upset
fuck.
Serena because she really liked Dan. But then Dan,
Okay.
is not gonna like her anymore because of something she admitted of her past, and then she's gonna hook up with that weird rich dude she hooked up with when she was drunk,
Yeah.
and Dan's gonna end up with the fucking B chick, and then that'll be the show. That is how it runs. And Chuck
Okay,
will die in a chemical
you are
fire.
so close. There's just one detail that's off.
Don't tell it because I'm
I'm
totally
not gonna
guessing.
say it. I'm not gonna say it. But literally, you're 97% there.
That's so funny.
That's amazing.
This is why I hate Logan.
I
He
love
always knows
television.
things that people shouldn't know. Okay, Logan and I used to watch The Masked Singer. And it stopped being fun because Logan would always know who everybody was on episode 2.
Even the nobody.
He guessed what was it, Chong? Cheech
Tommy
and
Chong?
Yeah, you
that's
guessed
not
Tommy
that,
Chong.
That's not that much of a nobody. The crazy
And
one.
I was like, Tommy Chung's not really
I
nobody.
guess I guess
guessed,
Bruce
everybody.
Willis's daughter, who nobody
Yeah.
even knew, because I remember she was in an Amy Winehouse cover band and she sounded exactly like Amy Winehouse.
Are you talking about Rumor Willis?
Yeah,
I love Rumor Willis.
barely
I don't know
anybody.
why.
You
but
guessed her
barely
in,
anybody knows
episode
who
1.
she is, and I guessed her in episode 1.
She was in the House Bunny with Anna Faris, and I remember thinking, "You are the most attractive female I've ever seen."
Meanwhile, Franny's like, Anna Faris is the most attractive female she's ever seen,
She's perfect.
even with her big ass veneers.
But no, I'm definitely going to watch every episode of the show.
I think I just told you the whole series.
It's a guilty pleasure show for sure. It's not good writing, not good acting.
The only thing I'm
Not
caught
good
up on is
plot.
I just don't know what they're gonna do with Chuck. Hopefully they kill him, but
Hopefully.
there's not a whole lot of element
no,
for him.
Chuck's going to have a redemption. I'm
No,
sure.
he will. But the question is, he has to be with some. In order to be happy in life, you have
Ooh.
to be with somebody. So maybe he does get with that little sister.
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe.
Who knows?
Are we going to get into spoilers?
No, we're not because you don't want it. You don't want
Yeah,
it.
I don't want it. I'll be upset.
Go on pause.
We're back. We lost Cody for a second.
Yeah, we got him back though.
He's found.
You know internet stuff.
Yeah.
How about we just rate this thing and then get to a break here?
No, I want to know who you're attracted to, who you think you are.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh god.
Because this is a train wreck.
This one's
and
weird.
It will say a lot.
This one's weird because they're all presumably teenagers.
Yeah, but they're not actually
So we have
teenagers.
to say out loud that these are no longer teenagers. Like we have to acknowledge that they're not teenagers.
They're adult actors.
Yeah,
so
but-
we can say them.
Okay. All right.
This is our opinion of season 3. Then,
Okay, is that when they're
Sure.
adults?
Sure, then that works.
yeah, it's when they're in college.
Okay,
Fine.
gotcha. So
Follow these people
Logan,
for so
I want your
long.
fuck, marry, kill right now.
Okay.
She's like, I want to fuck, marry, kill you right now.
All 3.
All right. I'd. That's tough. They're all terrible. I'd kill Chuck.
Duh.
I guess I'd fuck Blair.
Duh.
'Cause she's pretty hot. And then, I guess there's no one to really like. I guess I'd marry Dan. Because at least Dan's like a real guy, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like him really per se. I don't think we'd get along. We'd probably get divorced because we're also not gay. Well, I'm not gay. I don't know about Dan. I'm not into Dan's world. I don't want to tell him what he is, but yeah, I'd probably marry Dan. It probably wouldn't work out, but we'd try. We're bros.
Who would you fuck? Did you already say?
Blair.
Blair.
Yeah.
Who would you kill?
I'd kill Chuck.
Yeah.
If
ready
you
with
don't
mine.
kill Chuck, we're judging you.
I'm killing Chuck, obviously. I'm going to fuck Dan's dad, Rufus Humphrey.
You'd fuck a guy named Rufus?
I would fuck that guy named Rufus. But then there's a plot twist. I'm gonna marry that sad rich guy, the one that's dating Blair. for his trust fund.
They all have trust funds.
But like, he just seems like a little pussy bitch, you know? He seems
Is
like
this Chase Crawford?
I can pretty much handle the situation. He just seems like a little pussy bitch, but he's okay to look at. Yeah, the one guy that's dating Blair but fucks Serena.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, him. That's who I'm gonna marry.
I low-key blacked him out. Okay.
he looks like the kid from Home Improvement.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the best to look at, but like, I don't want to marry Rufus because like he don't got that dough.
You're gonna get so shat on. I mean, Chase Crawford was like the teen heartthrob of the 2000s.
He's so boring looking. Rufus is where the fuck it's at.
She likes him dirty.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a little disheveled by life, a little beaten down.
Easier to control them.
I like a project. All right,
Wow.
Cody, what's yours?
I'm gonna kill Chuck.
Yes.
I'm gonna slam Blair.
Understood.
I think I'm gonna marry Humphreys.
Which one?
I think mine's the same as Logan.
Oh, Dan?
Like I'd sleep with Jenny Humphrey, that bipolar bitch.
I thought you meant Rufus.
So Jenny turns bipolar. We'll say that. I got that much. Okay. I would say if I was to rate this just on the pilot. Oh, we're supposed to say who we are also, right?
Oh yeah. Who are
Okay,
we?
I mean, like, you can say I'm somebody else. I'm like 80% sure I'm Dan or the father. I'm at least one of those two characters. Maybe more the father than Dan himself. But hey, you know, you could say I'm Blair. I don't really care. Whichever one you think I am. Actually, what do you guys think I was?
I'd say Dan.
I'd say Dan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you have enough like common sense that you ground a lot of things and you dream big.
And I'm charming, right? Right.
I'm just kidding.
You don't have to say whether I know I am.
You already know.
I have no idea who I am in this.
I feel like you're the little brother.
I'm the little brother.
No, I feel like she's Serena,
No.
1,000%.
You think I'm Serena?
Unfortunately,
I'm a bad girl.
I think you've done a lot of shit ass things.
I used to be a shitty person, and I have a redemption arc. So does Serena. So I see it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I disagree.
Wait, really?
I think you're Jenny Humphrey.
Well, Jenny is really boring right now, so I don't.
I know, but like in those later seasons, she aggroes up.
Okay, I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna watch it. But I'd say from
Sounds
episode
so
1.
bad.
Who are you, Cody?
I'm probably Blair, right?
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's why I also
You're a
think
sassy bitch.
That's why I also think Franny Serena. I think you two, like, you guys could get into a bout if terms came to terms.
Oh
you
yeah,
guys are besties.
and it would be like, but also like if we ever were to fight like that, it would be like bitchy girl fighting too. It would be like all in like the way we're saying things, not what we're saying.
It's all passive aggressive looks across the schoolyard.
That's all it is.
I'm fine with that. Yeah,
down by that schoolyard. Okay, so we know who we are. We know who we'd fuck. So
we know we'd all kill Dan, or not Dan. Fuck Chuck.
Dan, that's me. I'm Dan.
we killed Chuck. Fuck Chuck.
Fuck Chuck. Would you watch this based on the pilot? From my perspective, that's a big fat fucking no. That's like the biggest no we've done in a while. I think this show is actually like so bad it's irresponsibly bad. No, I'm not kidding.
I mean,
this
I
show's
agree.
irresponsibly bad. If you want teenagers to exemplify what they want to do in their lives based on what these characters do, and also, not to mention the implications of somebody rich getting away with raping 2 girls in 24 hours, not great. Also, all the parents in this, even including the rock star dad, are notably bad parents.
I mean, when he ain't wrong, he ain't wrong.
The kid, okay. Even the rock star dad is literally letting his daughter go to, what was the name of the party?
Kiss on the lips.
Kiss on the. You're letting your freshman daughter go to a kiss on the lips party in New York fucking City. You should have Child Protective Services called on you. And the rest of the parents are even worse than he is. They're all like, "You need to stay with her for my job. If you break up with her, I could lose my point in the office." Or, "Oh, you're not going to be skinny and young forever. You better look like a slut now." Ridiculous. All the low belts in the show too.
I could see that.
I would watch this.
But why?
Because I like easy watch drama type shows, and it's hooked me. I want to know what happens. And I mean, I've just been rewatching Gilmore Girls for the 3rd time, so I need something new.
Never finishing
Those are
it, by the
two
way.
very vastly different.
Well, okay, I'm almost done. I'm to the last episode of A Year in the Life, and I'm scared to watch it because it needs to be like the exact right mood to watch it, you know?
Ooh, I'm not going to say anything.
Like a lot of the shows I watch on my phone, like when I'm doing stuff at work or like shit like that. And like, this is the show I'm going to do that with now.
And can I just say, we need to do, like, we've been doing a lot of this, you know what I'm saying? A lot of bad shows. So I'm excited in the future to watch a good show. And I feel like we're going to review a good show right after this break. So
Cody, would you watch this based off just the pilot?
That's what I was about to ask him. Let me ask my question. All right. Cody, would you watch this based on the pilot?
No. So here's the thing. I think the pilot does it really well, and the fact it tells you what the show is. That's everything there is what's in the show. And I think that I personally would not watch it. I think it's hot garbage, but sometimes it's kind of like a dumpster fire, in which it's like, oh, like, this is something to do, and you can't look away. But
it's guilty
it's not
pleasure
good.
TV.
It's not
Does
enjoyable.
the show develop any sort of representation other than rich white kids? Is there any
one of the characters? Okay, yes.
Okay.
There's one character who comes out as gay.
All right. That's Chuck?
No, don't spoil it.
Don't spoil
not
it,
gonna
but
say.
that's Chuck or Jenny. It's one of those two.
I don't remember. Actually, I'm not going to say. I don't think I've seen a single black person in the entirety of the show.
In New York. There's not one fucking black person in all of New York.
So there's a girl who comes into Dan's life who is like part of his past, who I'd say she's like racially ambiguous. But like, I don't think that.
I think that's
I don't know.
almost getting into spoilers, so we gotta be careful. Franny's eyebrow
not
went
great.
up like.
It doesn't have much representation going on for it.
I hate that I want to watch it.
So skip it.
I think it
That's
says
the moral of the story.
who I am as a person by the fact that I'm going to watch every minute of this dumpster fire.
So skip Gossip Girl. That's the overall rating.
If you want something dumb to watch in your spare time, watch it.
Just watch something else.
But if you do want to watch it, it is on HBO Max as of now. It's taken off Netflix, but if you have HBO Max, which everybody should get, it's on there. So there you go.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back with you.
Yes. Hey there, a Pilot Podcast and Crosscut listeners. I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing other projects on the side. It'll be linked in the description. I have started a new podcast in which I speak with everyday people about their very interesting lives. This was born out of interviewing somebody who is famous and finding them incredibly boring. And I realized that friends of mine and everyday people are much more interesting. So that's the kind of the idea of the show. At this time, there should be at least 1 or 2 episodes up, as well as this channel that you click onto to watch those also has highlight clips from this podcast, Crosscut Cinema, and any bonus content that we might do. So make sure if you're subscribed to this channel that you also subscribe.
And we're back. Time to talk about you.
We're back and we're talking about another Bilbo Baggins show.
God, the comments are
talk
going to
about
come.
you.
Let's talk about me.
His favorite thing to do.
It's not at all, actually. Sadly enough, that's my least favorite thing to talk about. Because that means I have to face my problems. So you.
I do want to say that this one was requested by one of our viewers, and if you have any requests of shows that you want to do, leave it in the comments, and we'll try and get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for sure.
Yep, me, Franny, and Cecil will gladly oblige. Definitely. So, I think, well, actually, Cody, you love reading the Wikipedia. You want to get on there right now?
I love Wikipedia. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. You is an American psychological thriller television series developed by Greg Berlanti and Sarah Gamble, produced by Warner Horizon Television.
It's Greg
it's
Berlanti.
based on...
It's Berlanti.
Oh, Berlanti. I apologize. Penn Badgley. You is an American psychological thriller television series developed by Greg Berlanti and Sarah Gamble, produced by Warner Horizon Television. It follows the 2014 novel by Caroline Kepnes and follows Joe Goldberg, a New York bookstore manager and serial killer who falls in love with a customer named Guinevere Beck and quickly develops an extreme toxic and delusional obsession. So the show is a Netflix original. So far it has 2 seasons and it stars Mr. Penn Badgley.
So the 3rd season will be coming out April of this year. And also, just a fun little fact, it actually is a Netflix original now, but it started off as, I think it viewed on like a really weird network, like Hallmark or something, like really strange network. It didn't end up doing very well. Netflix picked up the back end of it, and then obviously it was a huge hit. Season 1 was gigantic on Netflix. Definitely one of their biggest received shows by far. I mean, the internet blew up at the sight of it, and then upon season 2, they picked it up, and now it's a Netflix original. But without spoiling much more, let's talk about the pilot. I'm less fresh on it, so if you guys want to fill in the spaces a little bit.
It's crazy getting back to the pilot after watching the show. I highly suggest, like, if you already watched the show, go back and watch the pilot. It's fucking cool. But it follows Joe Goldberg. He's working in a bookstore. Not a video store.
It's my life.
Not Logan. He's working in a bookstore, and like it's narrated by his inner monologue. And you can tell, like, I mean, he's a little unhinged. It's a little fucking weird the way he thinks about things, the way he narrates things. And this girl comes in, and he's instantly kind of like obsessed with her. Follows her around the bookstore, and they end up talking. It's like a meet cute type of moment. She leaves. He instantly wants to like know more about her, and then begins stalking her. I think that's a pretty good gist, right?
Sounds like a good gist to me. Sounds like what
Agreed.
happened.
Yeah.
All right.
Gets into the antics of him stalking her.
So this is very similar to different shows we've talked about before. I think it's closest in comparison to like Dexter.
Yeah. He comes off super like normal. We only know he's not because we're hearing his inner monologue. Mm-hmm. But outwardly, like just your everyday Joe. Get it? Just your average Joe.
Your average Joe. Listen to Logan's podcast right now after this podcast.
Hey, average Joe.
Nice plug. Average Joe interviews with Logan Tyler, available on Spotify and YouTube. Thank you.
We got to do a soundbite like that. Like Cody's little soundbite for a pilot podcast.
You mean Cecil's?
Cecil.
So, let's see here. What is there to really say about it? Okay, so I think it's weird how this took storm on the internet based on what it is, because I feel like the show idea has been done before, but what is kind of magnetic about this one in particular is the fact that Bilbo, whatever you want to call it, especially early on, I don't want to get into spoilers, but he's really able to bring out a charming aspect of himself in front of people.
Yeah. And
there's literally people on the internet who see this killer like almost like a Richard Ramirez type thing, where people are finding this character hot and
especially
sexy.
Too, because like the way he talks about Beck to the girl that he's obsessed with, Guinevere Beck, she goes by Beck, is like sometimes endearing, but it goes too far.
Definitely goes too far.
Yeah.
But I find it so interesting, the internet culture behind this show, where it's like he's like totally a meme, and there's all these memes of like, get a man who can do both, and it's like something horrendous he's doing plus something sweet he's doing for her. Like, there are people who love this character in a really horrible way, and I find that intriguing, because I think it goes with like our kind of like dark like interests, like our dark intrigues, right? Like people want to watch the Night Stalker documentary on Netflix, or people want to read about this, that, and the other, the Zodiac Killer. I think the reason why You is really successful is because it's able to bring these elements also into the new world, because like serial killers as a whole aren't something that really exists as much anymore because people are instantly caught for these horrific things they do. But this is taking things into the new age where it's a character that people gravitate to for his darkness, but he's able to involve that with modern things like social media. Like he makes you the way the show was sold is Greg Berlanti and the female producer, I always forget her name. They went to the executive offices to try to sell the show, and the way they did it was by tracking down their Facebooks and talking to them about their family. Like, if we can do this, imagine what somebody who's deranged can do. So they scared them. Like, your daughter's in West Palm Beach right now on vacation, like freaked out the executives because they were able to look everything up on social media. That's what sold the scariness of the show to them.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't that so fucking cool?
It's so scary because like this could happen. Like it's very planted in reality. There's no supernatural elements to the show or anything unbelievable. Everything that happens could happen. And has happened, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm not usually a big fan of this kind of television. I'm not a thriller fan. I'm kind of like a murder doesn't exist. Woohoo.
Yeah, you're definitely like a Taylor Swift kind of guy.
Yes, thank you.
You're very Americana, blue jeans in the summertime kind of.
Just like a down-home American girl, you know?
Yeah.
So I absolutely loved this.
Is this your first time watching this?
This was my first time seeing this. I've only seen the pilot.
Wow.
And I absolutely loved this because, first of all, weirdly, I feel like Penn's character this time is way more likable than his character in Gossip Girl.
And
here he's a sociopath.
Especially, like, I remember, like, first watching it, like, at times, like, you almost ship them in your head, and, like, you got to be like, no, he's fucked. Like, he's stalking her.
That's what's scary about sociopaths, right, is that they generally are pretty likable people. Yeah. That's what actually makes it believable that he's so endearing and likable as a person. Because it's
so crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's so scary.
It is.
Yeah, like, what did you think about the pilot? I want to hear, because, like, I've seen both seasons. I'm entirely caught up. I want to know what, like, your first viewing thoughts are of just the pilot.
It's almost endearing because the way that he's talking about her and looking at her and being like, "Oh, I treat you so much better than this. I would do better than this. You know better than this. You're smart. You should know this." And it's really sweet because you can tell he genuinely cares about her, but he's so unhinged that he doesn't have that limit of like, what is too far? What is personal boundary? And then there's like also a really creepy thing where he's like watching her through a window and he sees that she's touching herself and he's like starts jerking off. And it's like, where's the line?
You know, I feel like a good scene that shows that is when he calls like some kind of like person that checks heating or some kind of shit like that.
It was like a carbon monoxide leak or something.
To come to her house and then poses as like her boyfriend, and like that's how he gets in. And like he's monologuing about like how like he could help her life, like, oh, I'll make our bed, like I'll cook for you, you won't have to eat takeout, and like it's all sweet stuff he's saying, but like the actions he's doing are really fucked. Like he steals her underwear. First of all, he's in her fucking house and he's not supposed to be. I mean, that's a big fucking red flag. But like the things he's saying are all like what you'd want a partner to do for you. So it's really like, and like he sees her in a way, and like it's just
yeah.
I feel like that scene is really fucking good.
I 100% agree. And I love all of his little observations about her where he's like, you post certain things and you're not being genuine with everyone. And he is like, you're so amazing. I don't understand why you're not doing this. So I find the characters so complex and so interesting, but I'm also like mortified at the same time about how he justifies certain things in his head.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like you get to hear his thought process through everything. I like that. I feel like it was a really smart move of them. Is that how the book is? Is it narrated by him? Do we know?
I think the book is narrated, and the whole time. Now, this is just what I've read. I haven't read the actual book.
I want to read the book.
is the reason why it's called You is because he's speaking to you, the audience member, about his obsessions.
Ooh,
I love that.
That sounds cool. I want that.
That's cool.
Just
I love that.
So it is how the show is. He's talking to you, like he's talking to Beck the whole time through his narration.
Yeah. Another great thing about the show, it's actually shot pretty impeccably. I enjoy the fact that this show is shot so well that it's not something you notice. That's really important for like a really like cerebral drama like this, where everything you're dealing with is mainly in the head of a character. It's very important to not be too distracting, but still make things look interesting.
Yeah.
This is one thing the show does really well, where like all the great shots, all the great coloration, all the great editing, it's not noticed because it's servicing something else to be highlighted, and it does it really, really well. So that's something that you can go in with this, is that it's objectively well shot, well made show. And then if you're not somebody who's into like this style of show, you might be pleasantly surprised because they're able to kind of genre bend. Like this almost feels like the standard like shitty teen drama deal that isn't about teens and is actually about a deranged serial killer. So it's a very interesting angle to go at it.
It's kind of like slice of life, but like sliced of life, because he basically murders people.
Yeah.
I like all the shots where we kind of follow him as he's stalking her too, and like see all the times like he could have been seen, and it just like sent chills up my spine, like how easily somebody could stalk somebody like that. I feel like this is like almost a cautionary tale in a way.
It's a way to make a modern horror. Like I just the idea of a serial killer isn't something that's really necessarily, like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen,
but it feels foreign, like it feels so detached.
because things have gotten to the point where if there was a rampage killer, they're caught pretty fast because there's just so much now to intercept that. But what we need to realize is sometimes our freenesses that we're giving up with social media is actually opening us up to a different kind of assault and attack. And it's very modern in that way. And it's also it's compelling to somebody like me who really doesn't use social media, how much social media gives away about you. Even me, somebody who only has a little bit of things, they could figure, if someone was really trying, they could figure out my life, And it just goes to show, like, what does that mean for us, like, posting things? What does this mean for how we should handle the internet? What safeguards should we have as people? Isn't Tinder the ultimate lure,
If I saw this as like a parent of a teenager and didn't really understand social media, I'd be fucking terrified. Like I'd want my kid to delete everything.
Oh, well, even as like a person who has social media, it's terrifying because I mean, now they teach you like, oh, if you're out at a restaurant, make sure you don't post it until after you've already left because you never know who's watching. And so I find that very interesting. Going back to the filmography, I really have enjoyed how when he's outside the apartment and like you can see the light of the cars on his face and just all of these little minute details that show off the realism of the show, I feel like it really grounds it in real life.
And not to mention, there's one thing that can be a little bit niche as far as like filmmaking go. Like I always think of like there's a bunch of different shows and movies that do this, but the way they show messaging and texts and stuff like that is done without it coming off like it's an Amazon Echo commercial, like most movies. You know what I mean? There's always like a nerdiness to it, or like like you get the text message, the ding happens, and you smile and you read it, and then it pops up on the screen. It's not that simple in this. It blends in with the editing. I feel like you're never thinking about like it's weird that there's just physical text on the screen right now. I feel like it lends itself to being very much molding into the show.
It reminds me of like the way Searching does it.
Yeah,
like, Searching does it really
example.
well.
Yeah. That
movie. And like I normally hate that too, so I like when it's done well though. Wow, I feel like that was really not necessary to say, but yeah, like it's one of those things that can ruin a show or a movie.
Without a doubt. If it's done badly, it just kind of looks like Degrassi Junior High. You know what I mean? Next Generation. I feel like it's irresponsible to say what characters were like in this show, so we're going to not do that. Nor will we fuck anyone, kill anyone. That's what he's doing.
We're just gonna hope Beck is okay. That's all that's the only energy we're gonna give this show. But
pretty much.
Cody, like, do you plan on watching it?
Oh gosh. Okay, so here's my 50-50 with this, is that kind of stuff freaks me out. The idea that someone's always watching and that you never know what is going through someone's head. So that kind of stuff puts me on edge. I have to be kind of in a, like, I'd like to be scared mood, but I am never in that mood. So I think if I'm ever in that mood, yes, I would go back and watch the show. However, as someone who's like super, I guess, paranoid, I don't know if it will be like my go-to show.
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's weird that it's blown up in such a way, because it's very, I mean, you got this from the first episode, it's very dark. You know, like Dexter's dark and all, but there's a darkness in this that's different, and the main reason being is that it's so fucking earnest. It's so like, this is real. Like you said, slice of life, like you can totally see this. And that's what makes it a lot scarier, because it's really grounded for what it's doing. I don't know if I'd say it stays that way always, but especially early on. I mean, it's very grounded.
You know, I think how it got the audience that it did, the audience that doesn't necessarily gravitate towards dark stuff, is by the casting. I mean, they put Penn in it, and they put that one girl from Pretty Little Liars in it. So, I mean, I feel like that really brought in an audience that wouldn't necessarily watch a show like this or like Dexter. You know
also,
what I'm saying?
I feel like it's also really telling, because I feel like he's a character that a lot of people are apparently attracted to.
A lot. It's a disgusting amount.
I thought it was cool, though,
awful.
taking this like guy that like iconically played a role in Gossip Girl where he was like a really sweet, like, or at least seems like a sweet, like down to earth, like kind of attractive guy, and making him like a fucking crazy person.
Well, here he's almost playing the same character. They're both like super literate. They both have a value in intelligence, and yet they see the good in someone who's necessarily not deemed that way.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he definitely has a character type of what he likes to play. I just feel like this takes it to the edge.
And I feel like that's how they got the audience they did. That's how they got a wide range of people to at least give the show a shot. It was smart. It was smart casting.
I wonder if the show would be successful if they were ugly.
I don't think it would. And I think
Probably
it's
not.
even more successful because of they used people that are at least a little known.
Yeah. Well, you know, I would argue that more people know him now than they ever were close to knowing him in Gossip Girl. I feel like this is what made his career right now.
Oh, definitely. But like a certain group of people, I feel like a lot of the same people that like Gossip Girl like Pretty Little Liars. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a pretty intertwined fan base.
Yeah, and they probably were expecting something much softer.
Exactly.
Which to me, like, I feel like, you know, that would peel people away, but it's just really compelling television. You know,
it is.
It's really well done, and I'd say there are weaknesses, though, I think, and I want to bring them up just so people can understand that I don't think this is the best show ever. Joe's disguises are fucking stupid. And it's more than just the meme. They're bad. Like, they are bad. They're not just Clark Kent bad. Like, they're notably bad. If you were wearing a jean jacket and a hat, I would know it was still you. So that to me is kind of annoying. And then there does get to be a point, this isn't spoilery, I think this is just something that happens with shows that are all about cerebral thoughts. There gets to be a point where you feel a bit of repetition, but it's because he's not very dual-minded. He's very insane and confused, and you're not going to get a lot of different perspectives because truthfully he's a monster. But sometimes, every once in a while, especially if there's not much going on, it can be graining to hear this guy say all the same shit. That's just how I feel. I know that people find that compelling and they like how weird he is and how he's like always like manic.
I like that.
But for me, I just get it a little bit of repetition. I'm like, okay, I've heard this like a lot. I know what he's thinking. Like I understand that a part of the appeal is showing it to me, but there gets to be a point where it's like, okay, you can just show me. You don't have to explain to me how he's feeling. I get that that's a part of it, but how about you show and not tell sometimes? I don't always need to be in his head because we're in his head the whole show. But I think it's a double-edged sword because they're trying to stay within what the novel was doing, which is him talking to you. Like, so it's hard to take out that outer narrative, but it does get to be just a bit fucking tedious, just a little bit. But overall, like, such a small mark in comparison to how great the rest of the show is.
God, I want to read the novel. That's what it leaves.
I know.
me
I'm
with.
actually super interested in the book.
Maybe the book would be easier for you to handle, so you won't have to see it.
My imagination's a scarier place.
When you start reading and get scared, you're able to slam the book and throw it, though.
Yeah.
You can't do that to your TV.
I mean, try me. Like, throw it to the ground. Stop it. Bad.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a global phenomenon. It's so popular. There's endless memes about it. People have been screaming for this third season. I know it was halted for a little bit because of COVID, but now it's done and it's coming out in April. So if you guys are excited about that, maybe, we can have a spoiler or set aside spoiler talk or something.
Yeah.
But, right now, I feel like we shouldn't spoil it. I know that we spoil things a lot, but I kind of want to wait.
Yeah.
The reason why I want to wait is because if we watch season 3 and Cody's still not into seeing the rest of it, maybe we'll just do like a bonus spoiler video where we just spoil the hell out of it. Because I feel like that deserves its own podcast because there's so much that happens.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're here, well, you're probably not hearing about the show for the first time from this podcast, but if you're hearing about it and like you're interested in watching it, I don't want to take away all the plot twists and turns from you.
If you think this sounds interesting, go watch it.
Yeah, go fucking watch it.
Okay, so based on the pilot, Cody, you said you would or wouldn't see it. You actually kind of answered in a weird way. Is that a yes or a no?
I think generally it's a yes. Cool. It's just kind of a mood thing.
And that's really saying something too, because like this is so not like, if you just got like a plot synopsis and were told what it was about, you would say fuck no. I'm pretty sure.
I was a little hesitant when we were like, yeah, this is what we're going to watch. And I had heard things about it, but I genuinely liked it. So.
Whoa.
And then I think our opinion. Mine's
yeah,
obviously yes.
I want to rewatch it.
I think like, you have to go in with lower expectations than we're making it sound because like I said, there's some issues with it. But overall, I mean, it's a pretty fun show. Like that it you just have to be ready to deal with some dark concepts.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. Well, okay. Where can they find us?
Where can they? Oh, this show's on Netflix, right? Like,
yeah.
On Netflix.
Use on Netflix. Yeah.
Over that. Okay. But you can find us on Spotify, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Are we? A lot of other platforms too. We're pretty much anywhere where you can get podcasts. We're on Apple, right?
I think so. We can double check.
I don't think we're on Apple yet.
We'll get that figured out.
Yeah, we're trying to get Apple figured out. So stay tuned for when you can hear us on Apple Podcasts.
Mm-hmm. But most people, they listen to Spotify or YouTube. Anyway, if you're on our YouTube channel, we noticed we get a lot of viewers, but not a lot of subscribers. I think you guys might just be forgetting to hit the subscribe button. So, if you like our stuff and you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It is not the same as me and Franny's other channel, Crosscut Cinema. I know that's kind of been the misconception. You guys think it's the same channel. It is not the same channel. It is not the same podcast. We love both, but this is a totally different thing. So if you're into us talking to Cecil, it'd be best for you to subscribe, like, comment, ring that bell, all that good stuff.
And where can
if there's any shows that you want Franny with a Y, Cecil, and Logie to watch, put it in the comments.
And where can they find your music, CL Blue?
So whoa, I just had a stroke.
So
CL Blue's
Blue.
music.
Cecil
I don't even know my own
Beige.
name anymore. Cecil Beige. So CL Blue, I have an EP called Temple. It's out on all streaming platforms. I have a YouTube channel. It's in the doobly-doo below.
Yes, it is. All right, guys. Yet again, put in the comment section what do you want us to review next. And check us out on Twitter, right?
You can do the soundbite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have a soundbite for this. Hold on.
Are you ready?
Twitter.com/apilotpodcast. Instagram.com/apilotpodcast. And follow us on all social media. Pilot Podcast. Twitter.com/apilotpodcast. Instagram.com.
All right, we got it. Cody,
All right.
stop. Jeez.
Yeah, Cody.
Cecil.
You and your angelic voice.
All right, y'all.
Laters.
We'll be seeing you.
Bye.